The Lost Caverns of Tsojcanth is an adventure written by Gary Gygax. It was originally a tournament module that debuted at WinterCon 1976. There are 2 levels to this dungeon. There's the Lesser Caverns and the Greater Caverns, aptly named. And the characters back then explored these, and one lucky winner from that table would go on to face the Greater Caverns with somebody else. So it was one of the first D&D, epics.
Yeah.
Very neat. But the Lost Caverns of Tsojcanth are the former lair of the Witch Queen Igwilf, better known perhaps as Tasha, famous for her hideous laughter spell.
Is that your hideous laughter?
Yeah. I feel like when you cast hideous laughter, it should actually be like hideous, like I don't know. You need to just ask a bunch of the D&D team members to give you their best hideous laughter.
Oh god, that's a great video. We are doing that.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so it is it's the former lair of the Archmage Igwilf, and so whereas Tasha, in our modern version of this game, she's had a longer story, right? She's gotten some more development.
Yeah.
She's, got all of this wonderful stuff from adventures. This is kind of who she was before. So some of the things that fans might remember about Igwilf will feel in full force here. And in updating this adventure, we have really played up this idea that this is where Tasha penned the Demonomicon, right? So there's weird planar stuff in here. There are demons in this cavern. There are magical traps. There is treasure to be won, and perhaps no treasure is greater than the daughter of Igwilf. Her more valuable to her than any of her gold or magic items she might have. At the center of this adventure, the very heart of the dungeon, you will meet the daughter of Igwilf, and she will have a few surprises of her own.
Isn't canonically Tasha the daughter of also Baba Yaga?
The adoptive daughter.
Adoptive, okay.
Yeah. Baba Yaga is the adoptive mother of Tasha, and Tasha went on to become Igwilf, the Witch Queen of Perenland. And then Igwilf went on in 5th edition to become Zybilna, the Archfey of Prismeer. So this character has had numerous transitions, but it all traces its origin back to this adventure, which was a beefcake adventure at the time, because it not only included the dungeon, the Lost Caverns, but it had a separate booklet that was full of new monsters and magic items and other gewgaws.
Yeah.
And as a DM picking up that adventure for the first time, I had never seen that done before. This has basically got a little mini supplement in it. And look, it's got like a mini monster manual. Holy crap.
Which would later become how we do things.
Yes, exactly. So a lot of lessons learned there, and future products would learn and basically do the same thing and imitate it in a lot of ways. The other thing about this adventure is it is very much a classic dungeon style adventure where you just know there's a dungeon, you're going to rob it. Only monsters live there now. And you go inside, and it's just a series of interconnected caverns, 2 levels of them, in fact, and then the mysterious surprise at the center. And so it's just going through caverns and meeting all sorts of spooky and scary monsters.
Fantastic. And there's like a famous creature in this as well on the cover.
There is. The Behir, originally illustrated by Errol Otis for this adventure's cover. In doing the chapter opener, we could think of no better image to kind of show a different representation of it. So Zoltan Boros has shown us that beautiful cover of the Behir. This lightning-breathing Behir, this salamander-looking creature, his name is Lud, and he resides within the Lost Caverns. And depending on how the characters interact with him, they might be able to slip past Lud unharmed. But Lud has seen a lot of adventures come and go, and it's up to them how that encounter plays out.
And what's the primary hook for that one?
In this adventure, the Margrave of the March of Bissell, in the world of Oerth from the Greyhawk campaign setting, has charged the characters with going into the Lost Caverns, finding them. First, you have to find them because, very importantly, Todd, The Lost Caverns,
They're lost.
they're lost. They're
Yeah.
lost, and the characters might get lost looking for them. So there's a big exploration section. There is a beautiful hex map in this by Mark Moreau that is of the Yatil Mountains, which is where the Lost Caverns hide. Spoiler alert, they hide in the they're somewhere in there. They're the Lost Caverns, somewhere over there. They're still lost.
It'd be pretty trolly not to have the Lost Caverns in it.
Yes.
It's just the adventure never begins.
No, it just never begins. But so the characters will get to meet different creatures of the Yatil Mountains who might have secrets to the caverns' whereabouts. But yes, they are going to this location in hopes of recovering treasures of unsurpassed value, so valuable that scores of adventurers have passed before them.
Every time I've run the Lost Caverns of Tsojcanth and the players have actually made it to the final room, they've died.
Wow.
Nobody has gotten out of it.
That's a warning.
Yes. If you have never seen the adventure, when you do read the last room, you'll see why.
I like setting the stakes. That's nice.
Yes, yes. If you take a close look at the original Lost Caverns of Tsojcanth,
Yeah.
in the back of it, all the monsters were listed out so that you could see them basically all on the page.
Yeah.
Like room 1 contains these monsters, room 2 contains these monsters, blah, 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 blah. You look at that list, it's alphabetical. When Gary was populating the dungeon, he just started at A and went to the end.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the A, B, C monsters you encounter early on, and then all the VWX monsters you encounter at the end.
What a novel approach.
Right?
Let's see if this works.
Sometimes building a dungeon is just that easy.